Hi, this is Monica, and welcome back to my channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Girl, we made it to day 2 of Bingemas. Now, this story here takes place when I was in the 7th grade with a girl named Tasha. So sit back and relax. And this is is going to bring up the question, are they your friends or not? I really want to go come on here and give a story time, but what the fuck? I already had a drink. I had some Tito's and something else. So, feeling kind of, story time-ish. So let's get this. Okay. This story takes place, I was in the 7th grade. It was me and this girl, we're going to call her Tasha. Me and Tasha was friends like from the 6th grade all the way up into the 7th grade. But when we got into the 7th grade, Tasha was more or less like feeling herself because she was biracial. I wasn't. But we didn't really pay that no attention. We were still friends. But when we got into 7th grade, she started noticing boys noticing her. Me, on the other hand, I was friends with the boys that was noticing her. I was just friends with these boys. Wasn't nothing going on, but me and her was, I thought, friends. Okay. So when we got into 7th grade, I had a friend. We're going to call him Jay. My friend Jay was like real shy. But Jay had made the football team. He was his family had kind of money, and it's just. But me and Jay was like friends. Wasn't nothing going on, but Tasha noticed him. So all of a sudden, Tasha just turns around and she's like, Monica, I'm gonna give you my phone number, and this is this me. You can call each other, and this is this. Now keep in mind, Jay was just my friend, so she had her eye on him, but he didn't have his eye on her. But for some reason, she thought if she went through me, that he would notice her. So me, her, and Jay had 3rd period together. So one day in 3rd period, I'm going to tell y'all the rest. Okay. In our communications class, she got up and she told a story. The story that she told was, it was this, she made it into a scenario like her dad was black, which was the black part of the Oreo cookie. Her mom was Caucasian, which was the white part of the Oreo cookie. They got together and they made her, which was the Oreo cookie, which was, she was biracial. Okay. So, scooty whoop, scooty bop, whatever fuck. I still don't give a shit. Okay. Well, he came to me at the end of the class and he was like, Monica, he was like, Tasha came to me and told me that you told her to get in contact with me. I'm like, no, I didn't. He was like, yes, he was like, that's what she said. He was like, he said, I didn't give her my number, but I wanted to confirm it with you. He said, because you the only one that really has my number. I'm like, damn. So I went to her. So later on that night, she called me. When she called me, she like, Monica, I need to talk to you. I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on? She said, I got a new bedroom set and I spilled fingernail polish on it. I'm like, girl, okay. I said, well, what you got to do is do such and such. We'll get it out, whatever. She's like, oh, okay. She's like, you know your friend Jay? I'm like, mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, I'm glad you brought him up. I said, because he came to me and said that you told him that I said to get in contact with him. She was like, yeah. She's like, I just told him that. She was like, to break the ice between me and him and this and that. She was like, because he on the football team. I'm like, yeah, but I don't give a shit about that. She was like, well, homecoming is coming up. She said, are you going? I said, yeah, I'm going. I said, because I already talked to Mary King, which is my mother. I already talked to Mary King and cleared it. So I'm already going. I said, what? Are you going? And she was like, yeah, I'm going with you. Okay, so fast forward. We get to homecoming. I'm sitting up there in the seats and she's sitting by me. She talking or whatever the fuck, but she's not talking directly to me. She talking to the people that's around me. Now keep in mind, all my friends was dudes, but because I wasn't into them, this is the reason why they were my friends. Okay, so Jay had made a touchdown or whatever the fuck he made or whatever. She stood up like, woo, 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 woo. Now all this time I'm looking at her like, is she crazy? Is she nuts? So he come up to the stands. He come up after the game. He come up to the stands and he's like, Monica, instead of you getting on the bus to go home, He was like, you can ride with me and my family because they got this big charter bus out here to watch the game. He was like, are you going to ride with us? I said, yeah, I'll ride with y'all. She jumped on the bus before I did, saying that she was meaning like. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, she done got in his ear like, Monica and them don't got that kind of money, and my family got money, and this is, I'm light skinned and she dark skinned, and it's not gonna be a good look for you because your family got money and my family got money, so you really need to cut Monica off. So Jay pulled me to the side and he like, Monica, he was like, what kind of friends are you and Tasha? I'm like, we pretty good. What's going on? He's like, he tell me what she told him. And this. I'm like, damn, why would she tell him that type of shit? He like, I don't know. He was like, but I'ma still be your friend regardless of what she's talking about. I'ma still be your friend. I said, you really don't got to. I said, because I don't want to come between you and her relationship. I said, me and you was just friends. He like, yeah. He's like, but I don't want you to seem like, I don't want it to seem like between me and you that me and you was never friends. He was like, I'ma still be your friend regardless. He said, I'm gonna bring it up. Keep in mind, all this was going on, and we was just in the 7th grade. Now we done went to the 8th grade. They still together, and this whoop de whoop. Me and him are still friends. Now keep in mind, she was dating Jay at first. Now she done went and she started dating the quarterback and whoop de whoop, scoopity bop. What the fuck? I don't give a shit. Okay. So time goes on. We grow up. We graduate high school. We grow up. I see her inside of Liberals on Salem Avenue. When I see her, she tries to play it off like she don't know who I am. And I walk up to her because you know what type of motherfucker I am. I am Mary King's daughter. I'm going to go approach you, bitch, because I want to know what the fuck you got going on. Okay, so she done met the quarterback and whatever the case. They ended up having 2 kids together. When they had 2 kids together, after that, she had 4 more kids. Like, damn! So we get to talking, and I asked her, I said, so what's going on with you? She said, oh, I'm just up here getting me some groceries or whatever the case may be. I said, well, she was like, well, I got 6 kids. I got 2 by the quarterback. I'm not going to tell his name. And she was like, I had 2 by such, and I had 2 more by somebody else. I'm like, damn, like that. She was like, how many kids you got? I said, none. I said, Tasha, I want to talk to you like that. And she was like, what's going on? I said, well, I wanted to know why you told Jay that when we was back in the 7th grade, why did you tell him not to talk to me and this, that, and other? And this is what she said. She was like, Monica, the reason why I told him that, she was like, because, by me being mixed, and you not being mixed, she was like, it just wasn't a good look for him on the football team and stuff like this, being friends with you. I'm like, why wasn't it a good look? I said, because me looking puzzled at her, like, what the fuck do you mean? She was like, she was like, because you dark-skinned and he was light-skinned and I'm light-skinned. Light-skinned people belong together. I'm like, really? So I told her, I said, she was like, so what's up with you? I said, oh, well, I'm working. I got my own apartment and I got my own car. I said, I don't got any kids. I said, but I just wanted to know what was going on with you. I said, because I thought me and you was friends. She was like, we was friends momentarily. She was like, I just wanted to make sure that I got close to Jay. She was like, because I wanted to move his career further. Now, see, the reason why I told this story is because I didn't never understand why she took it upon herself. Why she took it upon herself to try to belittle me to get to somebody else. But at the end of the day, she judged me before she even knew who the fuck I was or anything like this. So her life ended up that way and my life ended up. So I turned to her and I told her, I said, you know what, Tasha? I said, I considered you as my friend. I said, I never judged you for what you had or who you was. I said, but I see now that that's how you judged me. And even after she told me that she had 6 kids, she still thought that she was above me. I don't know to this day why she thought that. Because when we got through the line at the grocery store and she got all her groceries and stuff, I ended up helping her put her groceries in her car or whatever the case may be, because I still consider her as a person that I knew. But at the end of the day, you have to pay attention to what kind of friends you have, because she totally threw me under the bus to get close to him, he ended up to be whatever he ended up to be. I seen him maybe once or twice after I had got grown or whatever. And he still was the same person that he was or whatever the case may be. But she still, even after I asked her about why she said this to him, she still ended up saying the same thing. Like, I wasn't in the same category as him and her. He never treated me like that, but she did. My question was, friends, how many of us have them? What's the difference between a friend and a friend to me?